What's up, guys? This is Michael, Treeline Backpacker. Today we're looking at another tent. This is the Fortius 2P from Outdoor Vitals. This is a lightweight 2-pound 5-ounce trekking pole tent. That's a really nice compact package that's got enough room for 2 people. It's got a unusually sturdy design for a trekking pole tent. It uses high quality fabrics. You do provide your own trekking poles for the structure, and it has all sorts of nifty features. I've been out here playing with it. It's a very hot day. It's about 95 degrees, so you may see me sweating out here a little bit. But I wanted to take some time to show this off because I really like this shelter. Today it's set up a little wonky because I set it up. The fabric got really hot out here in the heat, and it started to expand. Kind of stretched it out and started playing with it, so it got a little funky shaped. But this does actually pitch really nice and sturdy, and usually all these wrinkles will come out of there assuming you pitch it tight, zip it up, and kind of leave it where it's at. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a walk around. You can see this is one of the doors on the side. It is a double zipper, so you can unzip it from the bottom all the way up, or you can unzip it from the top to make a little bit of a vent. It does have Velcro enclosures. You have a clip at the bottom that leads to a trekking pole or a tent stake, as it is. You do have tensioners all around. A nice quick release, so you can press that. It pops it open. You can roll up the door, unzip it. You can leave that closed if you want to unzip just half the door and kind of roll back one half, or you can unclip it and just roll back both, which you'll see in just a moment. You do have some fairly high quality J stakes, and those are just going to hold the trekking pole tent in the ground. It's good that those are a nice high quality because your hold power does, to a great extent, determine how sturdy your shelter is going to be on a trekking pole tent. So you want those to be nice and big, which they are, and they are fairly strong. You don't want to beat it with a hammer, but if you're going to push it in with your feet, or just push it in with a rock, you're going to be fine. It does come with a couple extra stakes to tension out the ends here, which I have done. You get a little bit of a wrinkle there if you pull it out real tight like I have, but it makes it very sturdy and it doesn't flap around too much in the wind. It is a fairly windy day today, which is good considering the temperature. Now here you can see how open it is. You can roll back both doors and the screen, at least one half at least. Now this is where some of your structure is coming from. This line you need to leave in place, but it comes under the door. You have more tensioners here, so if the top area gets saggy, you can actually just pull that line and it takes all that slack out of the top in between the two poles, which is super nice. I like that a lot. Same J stake. See if we can get you a better view. I like those stakes, are quite good quality. Of course, here you can see my trekking pole that I'm using. It goes into a nice little pocket on the ground. It does have a grommet, so it stays in place. And you can actually connect the tent to the trekking pole here, so you don't have to worry about rolling over, slapping that trekking pole, and then knocking your tent down, which a lot of shelters overlook that problem. It's going to be held in place at the bottom, in the middle, and at the top, so you don't have to worry about really knocking that out of the way. You do have some nice clips back here, so when you roll about the shelter, you're going to be able to put those in place. Very simple. It's elastic, so it's going to go right in place. Get you a view from this side. Now that pitch, that is just me. I set it up wonky. I'm on this weird hump, and it's sideways on a hill. So that's not the typical quality of the pitch. It pitches quite nice. Just kind of overlooked my heat exertion pitch that I've set up today. Now this is one thing I do want to not complain about, but point out. This is a dark fabric with a black floor. When you're out in the sun, it's about 92, maybe 95 degrees out here today. With the doors zipped up, it was well over 100 degrees inside, maybe 115. It was unbearable. So in direct sunlight, if you have all these doors zipped up, you're going to have a bad time. So you want to avoid that if all possible. But that's a tent. Just kind of avoid the darker colors if you can. I believe it also comes with a blue, which should mitigate that a little bit. Now here's the floor. Double stitch seams. It is seam sealed. A nice soft but durable fabric. As long as you're on grass or duff, you're not going to have any kind of durability problems. I'm not a footprint guy. I don't recommend them unless you're going to be on gravel or granite. And this one doesn't need that, so no worries there. You do have a second D-shaped zipper door there. Plenty of gear storage outside the tent. You're going to easily be able to throw down a backpack, boots, cooking gear, everything you need on one side, and you still have the other, which has an equal amount of space. So plenty of storage opportunity, at least on the outside of the tent under the vestibule. Inside, you can throw things on the floor, you can tuck them into the corners, but it does not come with any kind of, I guess, gear lofts or pockets or anything. This is a very minimalist tent. 2 pounds 5 ounces. You get there using these quality materials by leaving out some features. So keep that in mind. Ventilation is pretty okay. Not the best I've used, but pretty typical for a trekking pole shelter, I would say. You do get some ventilation around the edges. Wind does kind of make its way through there. But if you really need ventilation, you're going to want to leave these doors open or unzip it from the top and leave those doors cracked. Everything is double stitched for the most part and seam sealed. Some nice quality there. That goes for the fabric, the floor. Good quality no-seam mesh for the walls or the doors here. And that's basically the walk around. You do have a bit of a bathtub floor, which you'll really only see once you get in the shelter. You can see it's got the nice triangular corner here. So that's going to help keep, if rain's coming through, if it's running down the hill and your weight's actually in there, that's going to block the rain from hopefully getting into the shelter. That's really nice. You do have, I don't know if I can show you this or not, a couple places in the bottom corner. You got a little loop here, and that can actually be staked out to enhance that bathtub floor. That might be the best view I can get you, but that's a neat little detail. I like that quite a bit. But yeah, overall, big fan of this shelter, especially for a trekking pole shelter. You get a lot of room. You can sit up straight in there, 2 people side by side, 2 full pads, or full-size sleeping pads side by side. Not a problem at all. Let me kind of show you here. This is a full 20-inch pad. And if I slide it all the way over, have enough for another one. Plus some gear room on the side, so you can stuff your socks and your clothes and things off to the side. Very nice. It is sturdy. It holds up well in the wind, especially if you do a proper pitch. It doesn't move around too much. It's nice and quiet in the wind, which is kind of unusual for a trekking pole shelter. But yeah, big fan of this. Again, this is Outdoor Vitals, the Fortius 2P. I'll probably do a written review of this one as well, just because I like it so much. If you do have any questions about it, let me know. I'm going to do some more testing on it before I do my full review, but it's holding up well. Love the fabric, the build quality. It retails for, I believe, $340, which puts it in fairly competitive pricing to everything else out there. And really, I don't have much in the way of complaints other than, you know, there's just no pockets or anything, but with a trekking pole tent, you don't really want to be hanging things from the fabric anyway. So I think they've done extremely well here. I'm going to kind of break this in, see how long it holds up, and I don't foresee any kind of durability problems at all, to be honest. Unless I really put it in like some 40-mile-an-hour winds or something, but even then I don't see it giving out. It's a great shelter. Pitches well. It's quite easy to set up. You just stake out the 4 corners, raise the trekking poles, and then knock down the corners here, and that's ready to go. It's one of the easiest trekking pole tents I've ever set up. Big fan of that too. So yep, Michael, Treeline Backpacker. Reach out if you have any questions, and you will be hearing more from me soon.